This is it. This is Canada's time. This is Canada's time. Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to yet another Cutter live stream. As today we are looking forward to Canada versus Qatar, and hopefully we get to see some major action happening. Canada now knows that Switzerland, by beating Bosnia this afternoon, must win, and then it'll be a winner-take-all battle royal for the number one spot in Group B. Group A will finish with Mexico, Korea at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. It's 6 o'clock Eastern Time, 3 Pacific in Vancouver. We're in British Columbia for this game. This is a massive game going on right now as Canada in black and Qatar in white. Canada chose to wear their black strips today. I believe they're wearing red on Wednesday, next Wednesday against Switzerland. Canada has to win to tie Switzerland, and then it'll be rubber match. But of course, Canada will have to crush Qatar by a lot of goals for them to be top of the group, because Switzerland has 4 points and win in a tie, but they beat Bosnia 4-1 this afternoon. So this is a very critical matchup, and Qatar going right to left today. So anyway, Canada needs this win, that's for sure. Oh no. They botched it. They had a good chance, Qatar did, but they flubbed it at the far post. Nice try. Sometimes you got to give your opponents their due. So anyway, what ended up happening, Canada is in the black shirts, Qatar in white. World Cup, it's 6 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 Pacific Atlantic, 7:30 in Newfoundland, 5 Central, 4 Mountain, and 3 Pacific. So most Canadians are watching this late in the day, and most Canadians are watching it like in the evening and all of that. I was actually almost close to finding a place to, watch the game, because my thing of Chuck's Roadhouse, didn't control the ball. It was Chuck's Roadhouse close to my workplace in Waterloo. I was there for Canada versus Bosnia last Friday at 3 o'clock because I ended at 2:30, and then I got to walk over there. And England facing Croatia, I finished at 3:30, so I could easily walk over and watch the game at 4 o'clock. And of course, I finished at 2:30 today. The game's at 6. I was trying to see if I could find somebody to be with my buddies, but nobody bit, and plans were actually foiled. But unfortunately, though, everything Buchanan cross, too far. You gotta go after the ball, guys. So anyway, let's get the ball. In the zone. Oh. Nope, goal kick. Last check by Canadian. Of course, there's the rule that I gotta have the game at a certain decibel level to avoid YouTube getting pissy and all that, because that's the way YouTube is. Oh, my socks all beat up and chewed up. That's fair. Yeah, my left sock's fine, but my right sock's really chewed up. How? I don't get it. Well, it can't be my shoes from work, because my left sock had troubles. Yeah, I gotta buy new black socks soon. So yeah, of course, me rocking the Canada shirt and all that. For plain as they can see, we got the victory. So anyway, yeah, this is big and all that. Oh, bundle. That should be a free kick. Oh, they're playing advantage, I think. Better. Yeah, they'll sometimes play advantage. And because Canada had the ball, and had gone forward, I think they play advantage. Anyway. So anyway, yeah. Too much. I don't know about that. Referee few. That's not the referee view and the replay I want to see. I want to see why they didn't call at least a free kick on that thing. It looked like he bundled over, and at least a free kick, not a penalty. But yeah. Yeah, sorry, I have a habit of tussling my hair and it flies up on me. So yeah, this is a unique game. It's a supper hour game and all that. I found out the schedule. England, my second team is England, if you must know. Well, it's my primary team, but I gotta go England, Canada, Germany. It's my big three because England for my paternal side, and of course, why I have the last name Diamond, and also kind of tribute to my late dad, all that. But I've always was an England fan since like 2002 when I first understood the World Cup. You've got to remember, white is not Canada's Qatar. Savvy Games Group. Are they an internet group? That's going to be a corner. It's off the Qatar player. Beauty. Yeah, so anyway. We're 7 minutes into the game. Well, I started it earlier than the stream at 6 o'clock. Because I just wanted to get my few points in. But anyway, yeah, let's see what Canada does off the corner. Yeah, but a lot of red in the stands, but there are a massive contingent of Qatari fans and sheiks and all that. Right at him. Idiot. Why was that ball right at the Qatari kicker? Oh, what a stop. Oh, Jonathan David almost puts it in. Oh, what a stop. Yeah, what a stop, actually. That was a pretty good stop by the Qatari goalkeeper, I must say. Because it was right at him, but he had to stretch out. Yeah, so Canada looking pretty good. Now, guys, don't play it like that. If you see a defender, just play it towards the other guys. Yeah, there are. Yeah, one end of the stadium has a contingent of Qatari fans. I think it was, of course, on purpose because obviously you don't want like a home country saying, "Hey, you can't compete, can't bring your fans over," and all that. It's a nice pass. Jonathan David. Oh, yeah. That was headed for the net. So yeah, you have to, to send messages, you have to subscribe. I mean, technically you can subscribe for like at any time. All that. So anyway, see that happening and all that? All that. Well, you can be subscribers, but to send messages. So yeah, so if you're a subscriber, you're allowed to. I'll read your chat. I'll read your chat and all that, as long as it's within reason, of course, because I don't want to have problems and all that. That's kind of why I don't have the. Oh no. Is he going to produce a yellow? Yep, it's a yellow card. Ooh, yikes. Yellow card means it's kind of a warning. Knee, if you will. So Cornelius, I think that's his second yellow card of the tournament, is it not? No, it's his first. Because if it was his second yellow card of the tournament, I think that means that he's booted for the game against Switzerland. Because I think the rule is you must, well, in the group stages, if you get 2 yellow cards, not just in one game, but like in the group stage, the 3 group games, you're booted for 1 game, the next game, and all that. So that's what it is. So it's a free kick for Qatar. Canada tied Bosnia 1-1. Yes, on the 12th. Kick? Nope, on the 12th. He hit the wall, so that's a corner. Because it went off our guy, I think, right? Yep, so Canada wearing their black jerseys and all that. You're thinking Canada doesn't really belong in black jerseys. They have had some decent look in the black jerseys. I have the white jersey with me, of course. I bought this at Sport Check. When did I buy this at Sport Check? 23? Because I went to that CFL game in 2024 with this on. I think it was 2023. I bought this soccer jersey at Sport Check. Sometimes back passing can lead to trouble, so I'm not really too pleased with that. But yeah, Canada, Qatar. So first half, and then I'm just gonna be doing bingo. Yeah, I'll do bingo in between. Like I'm gonna do bingo blitz in between, like for the halftime break and all that, so that there's something at halftime. And of course, I will go through all the opening matches in each of the 12 groups because everyone finished their first group stage game yesterday, excuse me. And there have been a few games today. South Africa and Czechia, the Czech Republic, tied 1-1 today, and Bosnia loses to Switzerland 4-1. So Switzerland looks on top of the group. If Canada doesn't bombard Qatar with goals, then a tie will give Switzerland the group. But I know Canada, this is the best chance for Canada to win the championship because after all, how many times has Canada won a World Cup match out of 7? 0. We haven't even had a point till the game against Bosnia. So we were 0-6, and I believe that's a record. Well, El Salvador is 0-6, if memory serves me right. I remember that. Closer to the heart. All-time standings, yep. Oh, they don't. Oh, they do it by wins? Let's see. Well, New Zealand's played 7 games in the World Cup and have never won. But New Zealand's had 4 ties. I'm looking at the that thing called the soccerworldcups.com. I'll show you that. Because this is a pretty good thing. World Cup. So yeah, New Zealand has 4 ties. 3 losses, 4 ties. This is their 3rd World Cup. They're in the 2026 World Cup. This is the 3rd World Cup they've been in. 1982, when they played in the same group as Scotland, Brazil, and the Soviets, and actually ruined Scotland's chances to make it to the to the 2nd group stage. Oh. Too many Qatarians. Yeah, that's hard. Yeah, I kind of like this website. I checked that website because of the when Germany beat Carousel, how many teams scored 8 goals in a game? Like the team scoring 8 goals in a game. Because I remember Hungary doing that at El Salvador in 1982, 10-1. And there were a few other 9-0 wins. Whoop. Okay. Good eye, guys. So, yeah, New Zealand, they went to the World Cup in 2010. They were in Italy's group with Italy, Slovenia. No, sorry, not Slovenia. Sorry, Italy, Slovakia. And I can't remember who the 4th team is. But they tied all three teams. And they tied yesterday. And they tied the first group stage game. So, yeah, they have yet to win. Egypt has played 8 games without a World Cup win. Okay. Honduras has played 9 without a World Cup win. So that's amazing. Yeah, Egypt. This is their 4th World Cup. 19, was it 34 or 38 when they were in that part of that knockout thing? The one game knockout they lost. And then 1990, they went to the World Cup and didn't do so well. And then Mo Salah and crew, 2018, now it's 2026. Honduras is 0-6-3 in 3 World Cups. 1982 included. I think it was 70, 82, and I can't remember the other one. For the life of me, I can't remember. Yeah, 2014, wasn't it? I have to double check because I have a funny feeling I screwed up. Honduras, 82, 2010, 2014. Okay. Fair enough. That was 1970. I guess that was El Salvador. Oof. Defects away. Put the pressure on them. Yeah, so Honduras went through 9 games without a win. Angola went to 1 World Cup without a win. Israel 1 World Cup without a win. 2 ties, same as Angola. Yeah, Angola went to the World Cup with 2 ties. Israel with 2 ties. In their one in 1970. Let's see. Canada 7 games with 1 World Cup point. Bolivia 5-1. They've been to 3 World Cups. And 6 games. I wonder which ones Bolivia went to. 1930. Oh, yeah, they played 2 games. 1950, they played 1 game, and then 1994. I knew they played in 94. 7 World Cup games with 1 point. Yeah, that's kind of creepy. Canada needs to win all the World Cup team. Egypt hasn't had a World Cup win in 8. Shut! Oh! Yeah! Are they going to count it? Go! If it counts, I don't know. They might be calling some offside BS on that one, but I think we scored. Kyle Larin has done it again. That's what Kyle Larin freaking does. It looks like it's a good goal. They're not complaining. Yeah, so Egypt has played 8 World Cup games without a win. Honduras has played 9. Nice shot there, and he spilt it, and Kyle Larin was right there. And I guess they'll count it. Kyle Larin, who helped us get the tie against Bosnia, may have scored a key goal. So, so Egypt, Honduras, 8 and 9. Okay. New Zealand, 7 games without a win. Canada, this is number 8. Well, I guess Honduras. Yep. By the way, 11 countries have played 1 World Cup game, at least 1 World Cup game, and got 0 points. Well, Jordan, Uzbekistan, and Carousel in this tournament, like their debutants, so they still have 2 more games left. Togo, they went to the World Cup in 2006, I remember. Yeah, 2006 they went to the World Cup and didn't get a point. Iraq is 0-4. Well, they went to the World Cup in 86. They played this World Cup, 1 game this World Cup. Carousel, Indonesia, or the Dutch Indies in 1938. Oh, we're back. Attack. Up corner. I'll take it. UAE, the United Arab Emirates, 1990 went to the World Cup, 3 games without a point. China in 2002 went to the World Cup but didn't score a point. Panama, 2018 World Cup, and this one, 2026. Haiti, same thing. El Salvador, yeah, like I told Bill, El Salvador holds the record for most games played in the World Cup without a team point, and that's 6. I thought so. Now, let's see here. Well, that counts. I thought they were going to call some bullshit, but nope, they're not. So it's 1-0 for Canada. Can't believe it. Well, Canada better not sit back on their heels because, That's trouble. That's what England tends to do and chokes. So, yeah, Canada's up 1-0. So, that's good. Just keep the pressure on, boys. Well, that's going to be a Qatarian goal kick. And you may be wondering, what am I enjoying? Yeah, that's right. Infantile is there with Mark Carney. And who's the other guy? But anyway, yeah, the FIFA president is there. I kind of have a hate for that guy because of him kind of sucking up to Trump. Oh, ooh. Yeah, that's right. The goalie can play the ball, and if it's off the player, it could be a yellow card. So yeah, so I'm enjoying some French fries and with ketchup and mustard in it. And no, it's not poutine. I know I'm Canadian, but I don't like gravy on my French fries. I hate gravy on my French fries. Foul on Qatar. Or call you a foul. It doesn't necessarily mean there's a yellow or red card. It just means it's Canada's ball. Yep, no. Yep, no card. Qatar should be lucky. Don't argue too much, Qatar, because you'll get a yellow card. I know I'm drinking Pepsi, and technically it's taboo because Coca-Cola sponsors the World Cup. Yeah, if I knew I was gonna live stream, but then on Tuesday, my buddy Jeremiah Hislop, who actually came to Kitchener from British Columbia, to be part of optometry for the University of Waterloo. I said that right. He's coming back. On that pie. Oops. Was it off a black shirt? Yep. It's off of one of ours, so that means it's a goal kick to Qatar. Excuse me. Oh, now what? Is he faking? Number 16. What happened? He's flopping like a fish. You don't flop like a fish. So, I wonder what happened. Ooh. It hit him in the head, but it wasn't our player. It's going to be the hydration break. Yeah, it's a hydration break, I guess. So practically that means they're going to stop the game for a few minutes. Yep. They're calling for the hydration break because they got to attend to the Qatarian player. I think that's captain because of the captain's armband. Yeah, they're going to call hydration break. Or as many people call it, hydration bullshit. So yeah, that's the big part of things. So yep, lots of things happening. All that. Nope, they're not calling hydration break yet. I think they're going to call it in a minute or two. Because technically, the 22nd minute is supposed to be when the hydration break happens. Kyle Larin, who helped us score in the second half against Bosnia Herzegovina, has scored for Canada. It's 1-0. If Canada can hang on to this lead, then it'll be all worth it. Of course, there is one little bit of things. Of course, I know you'll be watching the replay and all that. You're allowed to watch the replay and all that. That's fine. Because it'll be like 2 hours. But you'll be kind of noticing I'm charnicling and coughing. Well, unfortunately, a couple of weeks ago, I contracted something. I had a nasty cough. My voice was like almost shot. Like I spent the weekend of the 6th and the 7th practically just gasping for air, if you will. And, my voice was like gone. I spent Monday, Tuesday at work just trying to speak at work, but my volume wasn't up there. But then I think last Friday, was it, that I started getting more and more dry coughs. But it's now not really a dry cough. I don't think it's a dry cough in essence because I'm coughing in bed and all that. But I have had a history. Oh, hydration break. I've had a history of having 3 weeks of massive coughing fits and all that. Not much anymore, but I think I got something and I've got something in my lungs and I gotta get it. Well, last week, I was taking my medication. I take like mucus relief and all that, and I've been coughing, and I was coughing up a lot of like green and brown stuff, phlegm, if you will. Nowadays, it's not really phlegm. It's like a cough and all that. I have beaten this before, but then bear in mind, I'm now 41 years old, so yeah. And the problem with me is going to the doctor is not the best option because I got to go because I have to work 8 to 4 Monday to Thursday next week. And, my doctor's only 8 to 3. And with me being in the solo compound and with it being a final part of things, despite having only like 3 or 4 orders today, well, the weather was crappy. I mean, the weather sucked. It was raining off and on all day. The winds were high and all that. I almost lost my Blue Jays cap twice because of that. So yeah, like the weather might be a little bit better tomorrow, probably. So anyway, let's just take a look. Waterloo. So tomorrow's supposed to be 21 degrees, but there's supposed to be rain on the way. Saturday's supposed to be 21 and rain. Sunday's supposed to be sun and cloud 22, not half bad. Monday 19, Tuesday 22, Wednesday 23. So yeah, Monday's supposed to rain too. So we're supposed to get a lot of rain and all that. So yeah. So that's not good in a sense. Well, I mean, I'm notorious for not coming out of the rain and all that because, what if there's a soil call? And there have been soil calls when, rain. I leave the compound to go to the tent to stay dry, and then there's this soil compound. Yeah. All that. I think I've got my speed back. Last week was terrible because my speed felt terrible. I couldn't speak. That was when I should have went to the doctor and all that in essence, but I couldn't contact him because I kept trying to ring for an appointment, but I couldn't get one. So I'm like, ugh. I have a bad feeling I did something wrong and I'll take some antibiotics or something, all that. But today I didn't cough as much as I did like during my shift and all that. I'm outside. I almost thought that it was wildfire smoke for some reason, but then, the temperature and all that, and it didn't smell like wildfire smoke. I'm like, oy vey. So yeah, so it's 1-0 Canada, 27 minutes played. If Canada wins this game, that's our first World Cup win in history, and we go against Switzerland for first place in the group. And if Canada doesn't bombard Qatar, then Canada will need to beat Switzerland to win the group. I don't know what the advantage is. Is that a good thing if they win Group B or runner-up and all that? Oop. Yeah, I'm wearing the white Canada shirt. So that's the thing too. Yeah, I'll talk about the 2026 World Cup as it happens right now. Well, in the second half, like I'll do. So yeah, so hopefully people can actually chat with me and all that. As I said, there were plans for me to actually hook up with Jeremiah, but he's over by the University of Waterloo, and by my bus schedule, it would take about 40 minutes. And the problem with me is I also was doing PC Replay Baseball. First time Canada's had a 2-goal lead in any World Cup game. We've had 1-goal leads. When Alphonso Davies scored against Croatia, that was a 1-goal lead. That was the only 1-goal lead we had till today. Well, big shot by Jonathan David. Booyaka shot. Just off the defender. First touch, boom. Right in the net. Yeah, that is Jonathan David. Oh, yeah. That's why he's so dangerous. He was dangerous in France, in the French league. Yeah, well, it was off the defender. Nothing much you can do about that. 2-0. This looks good. So, yeah. Of course, I know a lot of you people will say, what the philosophical question is, should you watch it from home? Watch Canada, Switzerland from home. One tiny problem, though, I can't watch Canada, Switzerland at home because that game starts Wednesday at 3 o'clock. And somebody has to be working till 4 o'clock, and that's me. So practically, once I get off work, I'm going to be, I'll be watching the second half. I'll probably go to Chuck's Roadhouse. I might as well, because I don't want to miss. Yeah, the game's at 3 o'clock, I think, right? 12 p.m. UTC. Yeah, 3 o'clock. Yeah, 3 o'clock Eastern time, which sucks because I'm done work at 4. But Chuck's Roadhouse is only like a few minutes away, so I can probably watch. I'll miss the first half, but I better hope for the second half. So Canada's up 2-0. So coming to today's game, Switzerland had a goal differential of 0. So did we. Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, they've given up 2 goals. I think if Canada wins 3-0, yeah, if Canada wins 3-0, then that means Canada technically is first place. Oh, is that a penalty? Ace pointing to the spot. It's a penalty. You can foul him in the box. And it's a yellow card. Well, yeah, he bonked him in the area. You can't do that. Watch this. Tayshaun Buchanan. Yeah, he played the man, not the ball. That is definitely a yellow card. It could be worse. It could be worse. Yeah, Ahmed's got a yellow card. It could. Well, Qatar better be careful because you could get in deep trouble. Well, the Canadian players are trying to tell the Qatarian players that it was just a fringe and all that. Well, what's going on now? Oh, they're shooing them away. That's right, because you had to take the penalty. Yeah. Yeah. He definitely played the man because the ball was farther away. Yeah, that was a foul. Yeah, he played the man. If he played the ball, then maybe no penalty. But anyway, let's see what happens. Who's going to take the penalty? Is it Kyle? Is it Jonathan? Oh, Jonathan David. He's trying to get a brace, meaning 2 goals. Oh, they're checking. Oh, they're going to check. They're going to check. They're going to check. They're going to check. They're going to check and see if it is a penalty. Ooh. This will be interesting if it's not a penalty. Oh, it's a red card. They're going to send him up. They're going to send 14 off. Foul inside the penalty area. Oh, it's no penalty. Oh, it's no penalty. Oh, but they red carded him. Oh, they gave him the red card. Bad luck. Well, the good news for Qatar is there's no penalty. Like Homer Simpson said in that episode of The Simpsons. No penalty. But, I mean, Canada's up 2-0 and all that. I mean, I'm not too panicky. You know, it is what it is. But the foul was outside the penalty area. So it's a free kick to Canada. I mean, Qatar kind of caught a break. Yeah, their guy got a red card and all that. But it was done outside the area. So, like, you know, Canada may not necessarily score from this free kick. and all that. So Qatar could dodge a bullet, but they're down to 10 players. Red card means you're out of the game and you're out of the next one too. Actually, they can investigate your red card offense. And I think that guy just bundled the player, no major injury, so he's going to be out against Bosnia because Qatar has to play Bosnia at the same time as Canada, Switzerland. Because I know that Canada takes on Switzerland in Vancouver. Qatar has to play Bosnia. I can't remember where. And a lot of you will be probably realizing, why are both games at the same time if they're not on the same time now? Well, you can blame 1982 West Germany versus Austria for that. Because West Germany and Austria crafted that 1-0 result for West Germany so that both teams got in on goal differential. And Austria and Algeria, who were making their first tournament appearance, would get bit. FIFA decided in 1986 to change the rules, saying that the final group stage matches, over the bar, over the fence. You should have kept it a little lower. Well, we tried. So Qatar did dodge a bullet. I mean, after all, they didn't give up the third goal, but they're down to 10 players. So with this red card, this is the 5th red card or the 5th expulsion of the tournament by a player. And do you know what's creepy? Because the first 3 were in the first game between Mexico and South Africa. 3 players got sent off, 2 for South Africa, 1 for Mexico. And then came a red card for a Bosnian player got red carded just a few hours ago against Switzerland. And now with this red card by number 14 of Qatar, that's red card number 5. So right now, it took 8 days to actually get more red cards in this tournament than last tournament. And last tournament was like over a month. It was like, it's crazy. I mean, you only had 4 red cards in Qatar, now in the World Cup in Qatar in 2022, and now you have 5 red cards already. And a lot of you will be probably asking, the 2 South African players, is that a record for most red cards by a team? I think so. I don't think a team ever had 3 red cards because that would mean that they were down to 8 players. Oh, Canada is attacking. Well, not a bad idea. It is a throw-in. I thought it was over for a corner. Toshiba TV, number 1 in Japan. I thought Sony would have been number 1 in Japan. Or Hitachi. There's Toshiba. Yeah, I'm looking at the advertisements. 37 minutes. Remember, 2 halves of 45 minutes, and then there's extra stoppage time. Shoot! How the heck did you miss that? My goodness gracious, that was a tap-in. How the heck did you miss? I'm sorry, but you got to finish those goals. You kidding me? Canada had a chance to make it 3-0. You have to finish those chances off. Unless they probably thought that maybe there would be a offside or something. Man, oh man, this sucks. I know Canada's up 2-0, but I mean, honestly. Up. Yeah, the goalie had to go quickly. Oop, bundled. Oops. It's foul out Cornelius. Cornelius better be careful, Canada number 13, because if he gets another card, even if it's a yellow card, he's out. That's red. 2 yellows equals 1 red card, and he's booted for the game and can't play against Switzerland on Wednesday. So yeah. It's crazy World Cup. You got 12 groups of 4. Actually, it's much better than the 16 groups of 3 they were proposing at first, because then you probably would have collusion. And they said top 2 out of 3. I mean, really? Seriously? But yeah. Watch this. Buchanan had a chance. Well, yeah, if it touched the one player, that would have been offside, I think. But yeah, Buchanan, I think, didn't think he was going to get the shot at it. So, number 17. So, whatever. Anyway. Oh, in the phone. Not a bad shot, but it was over the bar. Nice try, Jonathan. Nice try, Jonathan. Oh, it's a corner? How's it a corner? I thought it was off the Canadian player last. Oh, Qatar's making a change. 18 for 15. So Sultan. What a name. Sultan. For number 15. I'm actually shocked they make a first half substitution. Yeah, Youssef is out. For Sultan Albreke, number 18. Now, both teams have 5 substitutions instead of the normal 3, like I think they should be. Okay, well, corner for Canada. Okay, whatever. Oof. Shoot. Oh, off the defender. That's okay. Oh, it was offside anyway, I guess. Okay, it was offside. Yeah, it was offside anyway, so nothing would have happened. Whatever. What the fuck? So it's 2-0 Canada through 40 minutes. They go to 45 minutes, and then there'll be some stoppage time, that they had to stop for injuries or disciplinary things and all that. It doesn't add on to the 90 minutes. It's 45, and then you have the +3. There's been some players doing that. And then, of course, you got yourself, 90 minutes, and then they'll go extra time and all that. Games can end in ties in the group stage. In the knockout phase, like, of course, this year will be round 32, Sweet 16 onwards. Games can't end in a tie. They would go to 30 minutes of extra time, and then if no goals are scored or nobody wins, there's a penalty shootout. Of course, as an England fan, I cringe when I hear penalty shootout. Canada, I don't think, has really had history with the penalty shootout as much as England does. Well, not in the World Cup, but like in general. I know Mexico, the second one, Mexico, the co-host, one of the 3 co-hosts are going to play at 9 o'clock Eastern time. At least I'll get to watch that game fully because I have to go to bed by 11 o'clock because of work. And I know the Americans play tomorrow. I think it's Turkey, isn't it? Or is it Australia? No, it's Australia tomorrow, then Turkey. Next time. Play the FIFA World Cup your way. I gotta see if they have the online sticker book and all that. Because I know they do these online sticker books and all that. So, anyway. Let's do it. Off the player. It's a corner. Yeah. So yeah. I'm planning on watching Canada, Switzerland at Chuck's Roadhouse. I'm of course watching England, Ghana at the Roadhouse too. Of course, I do work till 4, so I'm gonna miss the first few minutes because obviously work and all that wants me till 4. It would have been a kind of an awkward situation because that if I'm usually off at 2:30, and then I would have asked to spend an hour up. Oh. Oh. Cornelius is hurt. The Qatarian players. I don't think you want to wave that finger in the ref's face. He could give you a card, buddy. I don't know. That was a tap. I don't think it's a penalty. It'll be more of a free kick. Oh, are they checking? They're going to check. Nope. They're going to play on, but Canada gets the ball. Okay. Fair. That's fair. Fair assessment. There. Oh, did he know he had a shot? Oh, crunched him. Ali Ahmed. Yeah. So, yeah, we're getting close to stoppage time and all that. You can tell I'm nervous. Top attempts on goal for Canada, 2 by Qatar. You can tell who's winning. Oh, he pushed the ball over the line. Nope. 6 minutes of stoppage time because of the injury to the Qatarian defender was hurt. And then they had to discuss that penalty. Who's the coach for Qatar? The World Cup. Does he look familiar? Their coach is... Where's their coach? Coaching staff. Okay. Head coach is from Spain. Julian Lopetegui. All right. Let's see what we do here. Canada needs to do something here. Stacchio. Nice header. Oh. Was it off the line by our own player? I think it was off the Qatarian player who basically headed it off the line. Okay. Whatever. Oh, no, wait a minute. Switzerland would have the advantage over Canada, even if Canada wins by 3, because it's by goals scored. That's right. A kick. Oh. If the Canadian player was right there, that would have been a goal. I kind of feel weird that the goalies can come up to half field and all that. Technically, you're not allowed to leave your crease. Well, the box is your crease. But, yeah, you can't cross midfield, I don't think, unless it's necessary. Flipper. Header! Oh! Goal! Oh, are they going to call it? Go! Is that Kathleen Wynne? Oh, fuck her. We hate Kathleen Wynne, don't we, Ontarians? 3-0. Well, that was just an unfortunate bounce for the Qatarians. I'll say that much. 3-0. Okay, watch this. Buchanan. That was a header. Nice header off the line. Oh, I think it's an OG. I think it's their own goal. But nice stop by the keeper. And well, I don't know. It was either David's boot or the Qatarian guy's reacting. I think it's an own goal. Well, Canada will get the goal, but it will be credited to him. And Jonathan David probably would have been the one who got it. I think they're going to say own goal. Nope, they're not. They're giving him the goal. They're giving him a brace. That's 2 goals in one game. So Jonathan David did get the touch. I thought the Qatarian defender did. That would have been critical. So yeah, that's right. If Canada win, if this stays, they're tied with Switzerland, but Switzerland has more goals. That's right. That's the rule, right? Yeah, because Switzerland has 5 goals, Canada has 4. Yeah, it's goals scored. That's the tiebreak. And since Canada and Switzerland have not played each other yet, right now Switzerland would have the advantage. If Canada wins by 4, put away. Qatar, when they played Switzerland, they actually were down 1-0. They held Switzerland to 1 goal. I'm actually shocked because Switzerland is a top 20 team in the world. World rankings, Canada's not. And yeah, they held Switzerland to 1 goal, and Canada scored 3 in the first half. I think, yeah, Canada had only 2 World Cup goals in 6 games headed into this year, and they scored 1. So they had 3 goals in 7 games. Yeah, they have scored 3 goals in 7 games in the first 7 games of the World Cup in history. Now they have 3 today. And yeah, Kyle Larin became the first Canadian player to have 2 World Cup goals in one in a career, and now Jonathan David's tied him with 2. 30 seconds left to stoppage time, and then they'll go to what they call the dreaded commercial break. Yeah, Canada's either got good defending or Qatar just doesn't have the offense. Yep, they're gonna. Halftime is up. Canada leads 3-0 over Qatar. So Canada. Now the question is, do they take the foot off the pedal or not? We'll see. So I'm gonna go play Bingo Blitz for a little bit. So I think 7:05, right? Yeah, I think 7:05 is when the clock will come back, and then we'll talk 2026 World Cup stuff. Anyway. That's Patrice Bergeron. Well, it was never tried. Well, that's the good news. I mean, Patrice Bergeron's getting number 37. All right. Yeah, so many advertisements and all that stuff. So, Patrick passes. So that means anything. Well, what am I the closest of completing in level 8? Well, I guess I could do it on the green cheese. Nobody's giving me those mushrooms, which sucks. Because I want to make that one dish. But yeah. To Milwaukee. 9 out of 12. So I know one of them's untradeable, so that's not good. Closer to the heart. Still, no, it's got to be for the beer industry. No, they're still at break. Do some Monopoly Sudoku. I don't remember this board. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes. There we go. And done. It took 5 minutes. And they just started the second half. Good timing. I think I had impeccable timing for once. So yeah, it's 3-0 Canada after 1.5. So yeah. So I think it looks pretty good for Canada. I don't want to jinx myself by shutting it down. Shoot. Okay, all right, that's fine. All right, so let's talk about the 2026 World Cup. Group A has Mexico, Korea, Czechia, and South Africa. Mexico beat South Africa in the first game of the World Cup and of everything 2-0, 3 red cards in the game, which was shocking. And of course, South Africa with 2 red cards of their own. And that is not even the record for most red cards by a team in the first game of the World Cup. In 1990, Cameroon had 2 players sent off. One for illegal tackle, and then Benjamin Massing for fouling Claudio Kujigia so badly he fell out of his boots. And Korea beat Czechia 2-1. They didn't even need Sung, the guy from Tottenham. They won the game, and then 1-1. The Czechs had the 1-0 lead on Korea, and then they ended up losing to Korea. And then they had a 1-0 lead on South Africa, but they took a penalty. So as of right now, Czechs lead South Africa on goal differential and all that. Mexico and Korea have to play tonight. That's at 9 Eastern time. We're at 7. Kona. Oh, nice defending. That is actually some nice defending. Carter, all right. So yeah, so Czechs will play Mexico on Wednesday at, I guess, 10 o'clock Eastern time, right? No, UTC 6, so that's 2 hours. So 9 o'clock Eastern time on Wednesday will be Czechs, Mexico, South Africa, Korea. Group B is Canada. Canada's group, they tied Bosnia 1-1. Lukic scored in the 21st minute, and then Laren scored in the 78th minute to tie. Qatar and Switzerland tied 1-1. there was a massive own goal that Switzerland. Switzerland were up 1-0 and choked in the last few seconds. Switzerland beat Bosnia 4-1. 2 goals by Menzambi. And Xhaka even took a penalty, win 4-1. So if Canada beats Qatar by the 3-goal differential right now, they're tied with Switzerland, but Switzerland has more goals. I'll check over. Oh, they're just checking for something. Well, Canada's got back to the ball, so yeah. So 3 Eastern time, it's Switzerland, Canada, and Vancouver, and Bosnia, Qatar, and Sweden. Seattle. What am I thinking? So yeah, so 3 and 9 o'clock. Okay. Group C, Scotland, Morocco, Brazil, Haiti. Brazil had given up the first goal to Morocco, but tied it on a goal by Finney Jr. Tied it at 1. And then Scotland beat Haiti on a goal by McGinn, 1-0. They play tomorrow. Scotland plays Morocco at 6 Eastern time in Foxborough, and Brazil plays Haiti at 8:30 Eastern time. Scotland leads the group. Well, they have a win. Morocco on fair play points leads Brazil, so Brazil technically is third, but that's everything to play for. Yeah, Scotland's win was actually their first win at a World Cup since 1990 against Sweden. They lost to Brazil in the last group stage game. 94, they didn't qualify. 98, they qualified but didn't get a win over Brazil, Morocco, and I can't remember the third team. Anyway, yeah, and then the first World Cup since 98 for Scotland. They beat Haiti, who were in their first World Cup since 1974, if you must know. Haiti made the 74 World Cup and actually ended up, that's a nasty injury. Yep. They're like, shaking up. Yeah, it's oh my God, that is a real nasty injury. Everyone's gathering around the players. Yipes. That was a terrible challenge. Well, he hasn't been given a card, so that's good news in a sense. Yeah, he's in shock and all that. Madiba, they gave him a yellow card. He's lucky it's not a red card. I think Madiba kind of was. I didn't really watch the challenge. Madiba, wow. I think his remorse kind of gave him a yellow card instead of red. So, yeah, anyway, Group D, the U.S. in the group of Australia, Turkey, and Paraguay. U.S. beat Paraguay 4-1, and then Australia beat Turkey 2-0. They will play tomorrow. U.S. Australia 3 Eastern time in Seattle. Turkey Paraguay 11 Eastern time in Santa Clara. And then U.S. will play Turkey. They're checking for a red card. U.S. Turkey Paraguay Australia to finish the job off on Thursday night. On Thursday night soccer at 10 Eastern time. Turkey, U.S. and Paraguay Australia. Group E. Germany beating Carousel 7-1. Carousel did score to tie the game at 1, but Germany scored in the 38th minute by Schlotterbeck. Didn't hold back. Winning 7-1. They're going to give them the red. So that's the second red card for Qatar this match. Yikes. So they're down to 9 players. Well, I mean, he is remorseful and all that. And I think the Qatarians are mad. Okay. Who's phoning me? No. Fooey. Belle's trying to phone me. I don't know why Belle's trying to phone me. And all that. I have a TELUS phone. They're trying to get me to convert from TELUS to Bell for my phone. Yeah, I have a TELUS phone. I have Rogers cable, and I don't care about Bell. And Bell's covering TSN. I mean, I think he was remorseful. All that. And Ishmael Kone is on the stretcher. That's going to hurt because Kone is a pretty good player. And all that. Yeah, they're cheering for him off the field. I don't know how Canada will do without him. I think Babito will have to come in starting lineup. Kone was big. Kone was big in 2024 when, Kone was big in 2024 during Copa America. Yeah, Mobito had to have been taken to start the second half because he wasn't in the starting lineup. Yeah, they're in shock. That must have been such a terrible challenge. I didn't see the challenge. I actually was looking down at that screen for the World Cup stuff. Yeah, so Germany beat Carousel 7-1. It actually is not the largest margin of victory or goal scored for Germany in the World Cup. Well, of course, everyone remembers the 7-1 with Germany versus Brazil. But Germany actually beat Saudi Arabia in 2002 by a score of 8-0. And I forgot about that. Ivory Coast beats Ecuador late on a last-minute goal by Diallo in Philadelphia. So Germany and Ivory Coast are going to bump into each other Saturday in Toronto. That would be a big matchup in T-Dot. Germany will take on Ivory Coast. So yeah, they're both 1-0. Ecuador and Curacao both 0-1. They'll be playing in Kansas City at 8 Eastern time on Saturday. See if Curacao can score a point. Group F, Holland and Japan 2-2 tie. It was a tight one. Holland had to lead twice before Japan tied it twice. Sweden crushed Tunisia 5-1. That was not even funny. Holland takes on Sweden in a battle of Europeans on Saturday at 1 o'clock in Houston. Tunisia and Nihon will be playing at midnight Eastern time in Guadalupe. So we'll see if Japan can do something. Japan's second place on fair play points over the Dutch. But that doesn't really matter right now. Group G. Oops, there's some changes. Yeah, Canada's got changed. Well, there has to be a change. 25. Yeah, Kone obviously is out. He's on a stretcher. Saliba will come in. So yeah, New Zealand, Iran, Belgium, and Egypt all in Group G as of right now. And as of right now, New Zealand leads because they have scored. Yeah, one of the tiebreaks is goals scored. New Zealand and Iran tied 2-2. New Zealand leads Iran by fair play points. So they're in the lead. Belgium's technically third on FIFA ranking against Egypt. So yeah, Belgium and Egypt tied 1-1 in Group G. Iran and New Zealand tied 2-2. I thought that New Zealand was going to win. I forgot New Zealand had never won in a World Cup game. Well, New Zealand will face Egypt on Sunday in Vancouver, and Belgium plays Iran in Los Angeles. Group H, Cape Verde, or Cabo Verde as they call it, shocked Spain with a 0-0 tie, and Saudi Arabia tied Uruguay. Saudi Arabia was up 1-0 in Uruguay and almost pulled off their second opening day upset in a row. They took down Argentina to start the 2022 World Cup. So yeah, so they're tied. Uruguay leads Saudi Arabia on fair play points for first. Spain's third based off of their FIFA ranking. Spain will play Saudi Arabia on Sunday in Atlanta. Uruguay takes on Cabo Verde in Miami. That should be interesting. Group I, France and Senegal played. Mbappe with a pair of goals, including the second goal, like a massive goal. Now there's coin number 8. But there's nothing much on the right-hand side. Look at it. Yeah, I think that ball was out. It didn't matter anyway. So France beat Senegal. Norway gave up the tying goal to Iraq, but Holland put up a brace, making it 4-1. So France and Norway are 1-0. France will play Iraq on Monday in Philly. Norway, Senegal, and East Rutherford. Group J, Argentina, Messi with a hat trick. And that hat trick means that he's now got 16 World Cup goals, tying him with Miro Klose of Germany for the most ever. Yeah, Mbappe's brace, or 2 goals, he actually, for the first time in 68 years, France's highest scoring player at the World Cup is not Jules Fontaine. Jules Fontaine scored 13 goals in the World Cup, and that was in one World Cup in 1958. But injuries have ruined him. So yeah, so Mbappe just got number 14. Shot. Frank. So yeah, Austria beat Jordan 3-1. Jordan at least scored a goal. They actually tied it. So Argentina will play the other A team, and that's Austria. Jordan will play Algeria. Well, Argentina plays Austria in Dallas on Monday. Jordan plays Algeria in Santa Clara. Group K, DR Congo. In 1974, they were called Zaire. They went to the World Cup. Yeah, Zaire, they had the problems with their dictator, Sissoko. But they shocked Portugal with a 1-1 tie. Nieves scored for Portugal in the 6th minute, and then Congo tied it. And a lot of fans were upset. Of course, in the Kitchener-Waterloo, Cambridge area, the Tri-City area, there's a lot of Portuguese people, like Croatia too. Anyway, Colombia beat Uzbekistan 3-1. Uzbekistan did tie the game at 1. Portugal will play Uzbekistan in Houston on Tuesday. Colombia will play Congo in Mexico. Group L, England won 4-2. Harry Kane with a pair of goals. Jude Bellingham and Marcus Rashford doing the job. Croatia actually tied it twice, but they couldn't finish the job. Ghana wins 1-0 in stoppage time. Over the bar, over the fence. England will play Ghana for first place on the line in Foxborough on Tuesday, 4 Eastern time. And then in Toronto at 7 o'clock, Panama will play Croatia. Yeah, you'll see a lot of Croatian fans, obviously. England will play Panama Saturday in East Rutherford. And the third place teams right now, Holland, Brazil, Belgium, Qatar, Portugal, Spain, Czech, and Ecuador would make it. Panama, Senegal, Jordan, and Turkey would be all fucked. So yes, if Canada wins Group B, where they are, they actually would play in Vancouver against the third place team. If they take second place, they have to play in Los Angeles against the runner-up in Group A, and that is the Mexico group. And as of right now, of course, it's Korea. It could be Mexico or Korea in Los Angeles. That could be big if they finish runner-up in Group B, they'll be playing the runner-up in Group A. So right now it's either Mexico or Korea. And if I'm Canada, I would want to play Mexico, kind of. It'll be funny. Canada and Mexico will be playing in the United States because, the 3 host nations are there. But that would be funny, actually. But we'll see. Well, it's a free kick to us. I'm not too panicky. It's 3-0. In soccer, 3-goal leads usually never get blown. So. Go! That's beautiful. For now. Putting the Kone shirt up. That's class. That is CLASS class. Oh my gosh. Off the right post and in. What a kick. What a free kick. I'll be honest. If you told me Canada would score 4 goals in a World Cup match, I tell you, you're full of shit. Canada should just basically empty the bench. It's 4-0, man. But this is critical Because Canada wins by. Canada keeps the 4-goal lead. Then they're tops in Group B, and all they need is a tie against Switzerland to win the group and avoid Mexico or South Korea in that thing. And the goalie's shoulder. What the heck happened? Did he take a ball off the shoulder? I mean, in hockey, when you're down 4-0, you change the goalie. But obviously, this is soccer. I'm just trying to think. If Canada does concede and it's 4-1, who's on top, Canada or Switzerland in the group? Because they'll be tied on the original. They got to face each other. Yeah, I think the Qatarian people are not doing the wave. They're doing the Mexican wave. Well, I don't really think Qatar's had too many good chances. It feels one-sided. I mean, Carousel had like plenty of chances against Deutschland. So of course, with me, it's England first, then Canada, then Germany, and Japan too. I think Canada might ease up soon. I would ease up. I mean, you're up by 4. You're going to be leading the group, and you need a tie against Switzerland to win the group. And I mean, you want to win Group B because then you play in Vancouver. Otherwise, you have to go to Los Angeles. I think they said June 28th, right? Yeah, I think they said June 28th. If Canada finishes second in the group, they play on the 28th. Sorry, let me check the knuckle switchers. Yeah, Canada finishes runner-up in Group B. They face the runner-up in Group A in Los Angeles hydration break on June 28th. That'd be a Sunday. So that would be a Sunday game. That would be the 3:00 game in Los Angeles if they finish runner-up in Group B. So they would play Sunday at 3:00 on June 28th. Because 7, 14, 21, 28. If Canada wins, they play in Vancouver, and that game is at 11? Are you serious? They're going to move the game to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, July 2nd? It would be on a Thursday, but 11? Yeah, Toronto hosts the runner-up in Group K and the runner-up in Group L. So it's basically the runner-up in Portugal and England's groups will be in Toronto, and then Vancouver at 11 o'clock. Man, that would suck. I wish they could switch with like excuse me. They'll do 3 games a day. The round of 32, but July 2nd. What they should do is switch the Vancouver game with Inglewood, like Los Angeles. Because that game does 3 Eastern time. So this is creepy. Excuse me. So yeah, people woke up. Yep. Crave. Yeah, what's the point? I mean, why would you want to worry about like Crave has all the cat matches. So so does TSN. Yeah. Like, why bother? Well, Vancouver. Yep. Canada's up 4-0. All they got to do is stay the course. They don't have to score any goals. They don't have to let up any goals. And they'll be first in Group B, which means Canada needs a tie against Switzerland to win the group. Of course, with the time thing, is like now comes the hard part because they would play on July 2nd instead of June 28th if they win the group. If they take second, they'll play the 28th. That'll be a Sunday game, and then you got Wednesday. But the problem is for Canada is the game would be at 8 Vancouver time. That's 11 Eastern time. So that's kind of a weird situation. Oops, Canada's going to make all their substitutions, I bet. Yeah, Canada's making all their substitutions. You might as well. I mean, you're up 4-0. You might as well just put your young players in and all that. Canada doesn't necessarily have to attack. They just can't give up goals. Off of Schaffelberg. Off the face. Yeah, that was off his face. The ball was off Schaffelberg's face. They call him the Messi of the East Coast. Ouch! Pedro hit it right off the side of his face. Ouch. I don't think that was intentional, obviously. So it's 4-0 Canada. I'm actually just shocked. Because I didn't expect Canada to score 4 goals against Qatar. I thought, well, Qatar gave up 1 to Switzerland. They'll probably give up 2 at most to Canada. So now Canada must beat. Well, Canada keeps this. They're up. They're winning the group, but bear in mind, Canada will still need to tie Switzerland to win the group. Yeah, they would play in Vancouver. That would be the advantage. The only problem is the game would be at 8 Pacific time or 11 Eastern time. And, what are you going to do? I know that Ontario did the whole fear service thing to 4 a.m. Last call for 4 a.m. Eastern time. But, yeah, when Canada plays at 11 o'clock. Is that Christine St. Clair? That is Christine St. Clair, one of the greatest Canadian female soccer players of all freaking time. Although Cara Lane would have been. She was a 15-year-old prospect, but injuries kept derailing her career. In no relation to Bill Lang. Anyway, here we go. 17 minutes left. Yeah, Kone's injury. Yeah, I think I got spared. Although they'll probably show that on highlights. Well, or try not to. Like, that was just, disastrous. Yeah. They're still cheering and all that. Yeah, I think the Qatarian fans love Canada a lot more than the other 2 countries. Yeah, Qatar's down to 9 players. Canada's at 11 players because 2 players got red carded. I think it was, there were straight red cards. So that's creepy because, the World Cup at Qatar in 2022 had 4 red cards, only 4. And now we're at 7? 6. And we're at 6 World Cups because the first red card of this game actually broke the mark in Qatar. Now, bear in mind, the record for red cards in one tournament. Well, it's going to be controversial because, remember, yellow and red cards were not invented until 1970. It was up to the referee's discretion to send players off to troubles. Oh! What a mistake by the Qatarian player. He went for the ball and he shot it in his own net. Wow. That was brutal. I mean, how did the player not know where his freaking net was? Yeah, 5 goals. That ties Sweden for the second most in one game at this World Cup because Germany had 7 against Carousel. I was like, Canada better beat Qatar this time. They better get a win this time. Well, they got the win and a 5-0 lead. And no, that Germany's 6-goal lead. How the heck did that Qatarian player foul up? Watch the ball. Off it, Schavelberg in. I wonder if that would have been in. I don't know. I don't know if that would have been in. Let's watch. I don't know if that would have been in by Schavelberg. I think that's an own goal. Yeah, I don't know if that would have been in if it wasn't for the Qatarian player. I don't know if. Yeah, I don't know. I think that might have been wide. Oh, well, it's 5-0. I'm not too panicky. Yeah, that's going to be an own goal. Saliba. Schavelberg. Oh, no, they're going to give it to Schavelberg. They're giving it to him. I thought it would be an own goal. I honestly thought it would be an own goal and all that. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Over the bar, over the fence. Yeah, I'm actually shocked. I thought that was an own goal. I guess they're saying that the ball would have been in the net anyhow. How many substitutions does Canada have left? Like, I know they have, everyone starts with 5. I wonder how many substitutions I have left. They didn't even tell me. I know they put Schavelberg in, but I didn't even. They didn't give the graphic of the substitutes. Other, maybe they did during the commercial break. Yeah. 5-0, and yeah, the third game is next Wednesday. I'll be at the bar for that one for sure. And then, Friday. Yeah, and then I'll be in England Tuesday for England, Wednesday for Canada, and then that would be for Saturday. It would be Sunday. Yeah, the first round of 32 match ever would be the runners-up in Group A and B. Canada right now would be tops in the group. And then Switzerland would be pretty much like, how the heck did this Qatarian team only give up 1 goal to us and 5 goals to Canada of all teams? Well, and Swiss fans are allowed to make that assumption, like Roger Federer. I wouldn't. You're free to criticize. Like, I'm not here to be a prick or anything. At this point, I'm just like giving up in a sense. Like, I'm not too panicky about the result of the game and all that. So, pretty much, yeah. Yeah, it's like, well, kind of boring now. Boring. I mean, like, I would have thought Qatar would have been more. Ooh, was that going in when he made that play? I don't think it was, honestly. They should switch the goalie. I mean, in hockey, you switch the goalie if he's having an off night. I mean, there's no problem with that. I mean, use your third string goalie and all that. Get him into a World Cup because I think you get like a bonus or something. Yeah, I don't think Qatar's really had much offense and all that. To be honest with you, I'm actually a little bit worried. Yeah. Hopefully I got spared. But Kone was big in Copa America. And now all of a sudden he's hurt off on a stretcher. There's definitely, I don't know how long he'll be out for. I mean, there's no way he'll be out for. And against Switzerland, of all teams, we need him. We need him for Switzerland. Schaffelberg missed. Does he really need to do that? Yeah, personally, it was kind of boring after a while. And this is coming from a sports nut, like yours truly. Well, that's what you're supposed to do. Get on the front foot because, Switzerland is due up next for you. If you don't produce against Switzerland, you're in deep, deep doo doo. Yeah. Yeah. If I were Qatar, I just put your third string goalie in because honest to goodness, wait a minute. I'm thinking, wait a minute. Qatar had a different goalie against Switzerland, and they made a lot of people said they made a bad move, and he tied it. Just shoot. Over the bar, over the fence. Too bad you can't keep the ball. You can't keep the ball. And the goalie's hurt again. Wonder. Yeah, the goalie's legit hurt. I would. Oh, he got hit in the chops. If I were Qatar, I'd change your goalie, unless you don't have any changes. Like personally, that's a beauty free kick. Nice story for Schaffelberg. Wait, who are they saying? Tajon out for Seager, number 23. So they have no subs left. Oh, yeah, at this point, I don't care if Canada scores or not. Because, truth be told, we know Canada's going to win this game. We know that the drought is over, and El Salvador will have to keep that streak to themselves. Ha 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 ha. No, sorry. Egypt. Is it Egypt? Yeah, so now the record goes to Egypt. Right? Pause for a second, Jeff. Match momentum. Yeah. Yeah, Qatar had momentum till like the 15th minute, but after that, nothing. That's how bad it is. That's how bad the stat. thing is that Qatar's momentum was barely salvageable. Right, yeah. So New Zealand's had 7 games without winning a World Cup game. Egypt 8, Honduras 9. Yeah. Honduras, Egypt still has a chance to win a game. New Zealand still has a chance to win a game. Canada's at 7, that would be at 8, but that's not happening. It is not happening. So yeah, it's not happening. So bad luck. Might as well pick number 1. What about number 2? So it's 3 or 6. That's a 6. That's a 3. That's a 3, and that's a 6. 3 million Monopoly dollars. 3 million. I'll use the double to get 6 million out of it. So Qatar's making a change. Like I honestly think that they should have changed the goalie. Lucas Mendes. I'm surprised they didn't put him in the net. Didn't put him in. How Christine Sinclair realizes she's on TV. I know a lot of you would be like, does he, you should be curing. Canada's playing. Yeah, but it's 5-0. Like, it's a blowout. It's like, well, what can happen? But, I mean, I'll stay on till the end, of course. I might as well. If I were the referee, I'd just give 1 minute of stoppage time and just end this thing. Because it's 5-0. You don't want to prolong the agony. Yeah, so Canada will be tops in Group B. They need a tie against Switzerland to win the group. Right? Yeah. A lot of people, because I know, Qatar's got 1 point. So Canada's got 4. Well, Canada and Switzerland both have 4. A tie, that's 5 points, and there's no way Qatar or even Bosnia can catch. Yeah. That's what I say. Personally, I'm like, just get rid of the goal. Just change goalies, but you can't change goalies. They probably say, change goalies my ass. What are you on? What are you smoking, Cutter? I don't smoke. Anyway, Canada is about to go up 5-0. Yeah. Like America, like the US, they only won by 3 against Paraguay. As we can kind of laugh at our 2 co-hosts. I'm actually surprised the fans don't just leave the stadium. I mean, we know Canada's going to win this game, but I mean, you want to witness this moment. So I don't blame them one bit. Well, before the World Cup, I basically said, when I looked at the schedule, I said, well, of course, with Bosnia winning that playoff, I basically said that, Canada needs to beat Qatar. They'll probably lose to Switzerland by my guess, but tie Bosnia and Herzegovina. And I was right. So I've gotten it right on both occasions. A win over Qatar and a tie against Bosnia. Now the question is that going to be an L against Switzerland? If it's a T or a W, I'll eat crow-ish. But personally, if I'm Canada, I go for the win. Like, I go for the winner of the tie against Switzerland. Because you're going to be playing in Vancouver, and you're going to be playing, you're going to have home field advantage, and you're going to be playing one of those third-place teams. But the fact of the matter is that, if Canada does finish second in the group, 9 minutes of stoppage time. Oh, yeah, because of the injury to Kone. I bet you Dallas Donuts. That's why we get 9 extra minutes. Well, Qatar's got the ball, don't they? Yeah, Crepo. Yeah, both teams don't have a sub. Yeah, if I'm Canada, you want to get the shutout in your home stadium. I mean, the Americans didn't shut out Paraguay. Mexico didn't shut out South Africa. So, if you're Canada, you want to do something that the other two co-hosts haven't done. Pitch a shutout. I mean, Canada has never pitched a shutout, much less won a game. I don't know. I think that's offside. I don't know about that. That might be offside. I'll be honest with you. I think that's offside. They said Jonathan David has scored to make it 6-0, but I doubt that highly. I think that was offside. That would be amazing. Jonathan David with a hat trick. He's now the all-time World Cup goal scorer leader in Canadian history with 3. Well, I don't know. Was he offside? Okay, he wasn't offside on that. No, I think he wasn't. No, there were 2 The rules are you have to be behind 2 defenders, and there were 2 defenders. There were 2 Qatarian defenders. So Jonathan David's going to do something huge, freaking mungus. He's going to throw a hat trick. I wonder if Canadian fans are throwing hats on the field. Nope, they're not. Thank God for that. Yeah, this definitely is a top 10 games of the second group. Because I'm planning on doing... Oh, they changed it to an own goal. I thought so. I thought Silverberg's goal... I thought Schaffelberg's goal. What am I thinking? I figured that was an own goal. I'm actually surprised Canada's attacking like this. Canada should just run out the clock. But, it's a shutout. So this is amazing. This is like the 27th game of the world. This is the 27th game of this World Cup. There have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There have been 6 shutouts and a 0-0 tie with Spain and Cape Verde. So there's been 7. So Canada is going to win this game. Yep, they gave the goal to Jonathan David because he was behind 2 defenders when he started his run. So that counts as a goal. Okay. What a moment. Canada winning this game 6-0. I mean, if Canada can score one more goal, that'd be funny. It'll be a 7-0, and we're going to have it'll be the highest scoring differential in the World Cup this year because Germany beat Carousel by 6 and they won 7-1. Yeah, when Canada Schaffelberg. Well, he had to grab that ball. So Canada. I can't believe how good Canada was. Jonathan David with a hat trick, the second hat trick of the 2026 World Cup. The first was won by the legendary Leo Messi against Algeria. So Canada can give up 2 goals and still be tops in the group. So Canada practically now needs a tie against Switzerland to win the group, and it would be beneficial. You play in Vancouver. I mean, I know the bad news is that you have to play. Allegedly, you play at 11 o'clock Eastern time on a Thursday too. If it was on a Saturday or a Friday even, and it's on a Thursday. Now I gotta go to work on Friday. And I'm going to be cleaning on that day too. You don't want to face Mexico or South Korea in the round of 32 the next day. Well, I know it'd be a Sunday afternoon game, and it'd be like, okay, it'll be a Sunday game, no big deal. You don't have to worry. We're going to work. Michael Beltra. Why are you doing, Lauren? What are you doing? Just don't have to do that, crapola. What are you doing? Yeah, I barely saw Qatar. Yeah, I barely saw Qatar play some offense. Like, what the heck was that? And you score a goal against Switzerland, who's known for their shutdown defense in the World Cups. In fact, in 2006, Switzerland actually lost out in the round of 16. Well, they were knocked out in the first knockout game. And the funny thing is, Switzerland never gave up a goal in open play. They shut out the three opponents, and then they lost to Ukraine on penalties. So that was how they lost. Yeah, Mexico and South Korea are going to be a tight game because, you got Sung for South Korea and you got the Mexican fans at Zapopan. I'm actually shocked that it's not at Stadio Azteca. Or is it? No. Yeah, it's not at Azteca. Uzbekistan, Colombia is. I actually was shocked that Mexico City, Azteca wouldn't do Mexico, Korea. But I guess you can't do that anymore. Yeah, this book's been great. The Complete History of the World Cup. I know it feels fake, but it's a good book. They talk about all the World Cups and all. They talk about topics and all that, the trends and all that. They even give like overall retrospective rankings and all that. They give all the results and stuff and all that. Too bad they don't give anything about qualifying results, especially in '94, the other time the Americans hosted the World Cup. Because 1994 was one of the most craziest qualifying days ever. No. That was a terrible move. Gotta be careful. So 94 was crazy in Europe. In all of the continents. North America, you had Canada finish second to Mexico and then having to play a one-game playoff. Two-leg playoff against Australia, losing on penalties to Australia. And then Australia. And then he was onside. Yeah, there was a guy behind him. So, yeah. That's why they call it onside. Yeah. So Canada's going to win this game 6-0. I never expected it to be 6-0 to be fairer. I thought it would be like 2-0 or 3-0 at most. But nope. Yeah, I was like, where the frick? Canada better be careful. Just keep your discipline, especially against Switzerland, because you're going to need that player. And no Kone against Switzerland. That could be brutal. But I don't think that was on purpose. What would it be? Yeah. Oh, yeah, the goalie can play it. Oh, yeah, that's right. In hockey, you can't cross center ice, the center, if you're a goalie. Yeah, so they're playing keep away. And 2 red cards for Qatar. I don't know why you're doing that. Just kick the ball away, guys. You don't have to do anything fancy. Header. Oh no. That's it. That was totally it. What a day. What a time to be a Canadian fan. Well, that was easier done than said. 6-0. Well, it was that was way too easy. I hate to say it, but that was way too easy. But yeah, Canada wins 6-0. So that means that, Canada, I don't know, when was the last time a host team actually won a game by 6 or more goals? I'm going to do some research on like World Cup host and high scoring cup um, margin of victory and all that, and see if a host nation had won by 6 or more, like Canada did. That'll be probably my research work. I've got other things I got to work on. I got to work on golf for the PC. I got to work for time travel tennis. I got a few other things I want to worry about. So yeah, I'm not worried about things tomorrow. Saturday, I'll probably be glued to the screen watching Germany versus Ivory Coast. But yeah, so Canada, I don't have to panic about till next Wednesday. England, I got to worry about till on Tuesday. So I got some days to calm myself freaking down. Well, Germany's on Saturday, so yeah. So anyway, that's all I've got for the stream. I'm Jeff Diamond, and I don't know if I'm doing another stream or not. Definitely not for England versus Ghana because I'm going to be at the bar Wednesday. Same thing. Canada, Switzerland. I'm going to be at the bar. England, I'm probably going to be at the bar on Saturday. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.